So we are going to go ahead and start looking at these polynomials. So a polynomial is just the sum and difference of terms in an expression with variables, numbers, and or a product of variables and numbers. So for example, we might have 3x. That could be a polynomial. We could have 3x squared plus y. We could have 4x squared y minus 2y cubed. Okay, so on and so forth. And we can have a monomial, a monomial cannot contain variables that appear in the denominator, or the variable cannot have a negative exponent, so the exponents have to be positive. Okay, so a monomial, we could say 4x squared is good, 4 over x squared, or 4 over x to the negative 2 is bad. Okay. So a polynomial, we can actually classify them a bit more specifically. If it has one term, it's a monomial. Okay. If it has two terms, it's a binomial. If it has 3 terms, it's a trinomial. And if it has any more than 3, we're just going to say they're polynomials at that point. So 4x squared plus 2y plus minus 12. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, so it's a polynomial. 1, 2, 3 terms, trinomial. And then I was writing them in standard form, which is just saying we're going to write them from the largest exponent to the smallest exponent. And then when we talk about that, it's actually the degree. So the term of a polynomial is usually arranged so that they are in order from greatest degree to least degree. We call this standard form. And then our leading coefficient is the first coefficient when it's written in standard form. So we can look at these examples. So write each polynomial in standard form, identify the leading coefficient. So if we look, we have x cubed plus x to the 5th minus x squared. So we have this polynomial, and x to the 5th is our largest one, so we're going to say x to the 5th followed by x cubed and then minus x squared. So our exponents are going from largest to smallest, so it is in standard form. Our leading coefficient is 1, and then this is going to be a trinomial because there are 1, 2, 3 terms. This next one we have negative 3x to the 6th minus x to the 5th minus 2x to the 8th. We're going to start with our largest exponent, so negative 2x to the 8th, followed by minus 3x to the 6th, minus x to the 5th. Okay, so we have it going in standard form from our largest exponent to our smallest, and our leading coefficient is negative 2, and this is a trinomial as well because we have 1, 2, 3 terms. This next one we have x to the 4th plus 4x cubed minus 7x to the 5th plus 1. We're going to go from highest exponent to lowest exponent, so negative 7x to the 5th plus x to the 4th plus 4x cubed plus 1. Our leading coefficient is negative 7, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, so we just call this a polynomial. So all of these only had one exponent. However, we could have an example of something that's maybe 4x cubed y squared. Okay, that's a monomial, and its degree is going to be the sum of the exponents. So to determine the degree of a monomial, you're going to add up the exponents. So this would have a degree of 3 plus 2 or 5. Okay. And then if we're looking at a whole polynomial with these, with multiple variables in a term, you're just going to pick the highest one still. Okay, so the degree of the polynomial is the same as the degree of the monomial term with the highest degree. So we can look at these expressions. If it's a polynomial, we're going to find the degree and determine whether it's a monomial, binomial, or trinomial. So first one we have is 36. This is just a constant, so it is going to be a polynomial. It is one term, so we're going to call it a monomial. And then its degree is 0. Okay, there is no variable here, so our exponent is raised to the power of 0. In example B, this is not a polynomial because of this q squared. In the denominator, it's not going to be a polynomial. Example C, 7x squared minus x plus 5 is going to be a polynomial. Yes, because it has 1, 2, 3 terms. We call it a trinomial. And then our degree is going to be, 2. So our degree is 2 because of our exponent, and that is that. So we can look at polynomials to just identify properties such as the degree, leading coefficient, the type of polynomial it is, and you will be practicing that today.